So I've got two tables here, 2019 paper, right? I've got two tables. One table is TBL players. These are the players table. Okay, so this is TBL players. And this is TBL teams. Okay, whenever you have two tables, there has to be a join on the two tables. And these two tables were joined using the team name, which is unique. So that is the join between the two tables. Okay. So it's important to understand that this is an integer field. This is an integer field. This is text. There's no tricks here. Text. And these were all text. And then goalkeeper was Boolean. Skill level is also integer. So there's nothing really tricky in terms of the field types. Okay, so please have this the field names available to you, otherwise you're going to struggle to answer the questions. Right, so 2.1.1. There it is here. Display, as I'm reading the question, you can read it quickly and come up with your answer, right? So I'm going to be explaining, so you should be able to do this before I can write down the answer. So display immediately gives me a clue in terms of what I need to do. What do I need to display? Surnames and the name of all players with a skill level of 10. So immediately with skill level of 10, that you have to realize that's a condition. Okay, so this is fairly straightforward, nice, easy one to start off with. Select, because we're displaying. You see, again, be careful, don't put down surnames, because if you go to the table, you'll see that the field is called player surname and player name. Don't get caught out. That's how they can trick you. So it's player surname, comma, player name. Okay, from which table is this? TBL players. And you want people with skill level of 10. And the field there is, so you're going to put a restriction where. Check your field. The field is called skills, skills, skills level equals 10, 3 marks. You should not be having challenges with these. Now, as they start going down the line, there's going to be some trick or the other that we have to deal with. 212 display. Okay, easy. That tells me what it is. A select. Display the name of the coaches and the teams of all the B teams. So I only want to display the B teams. I only want to display the B teams. Okay, so let's get the first part done. Immediately something strikes me. It's going through my mind. I hope that you are also thinking about this. So I'm only looking at the B teams. So that is a restriction. That is a restriction. So I'm going to say select a name, names of the coaches. The field is called coach. and I want the team names. The field is called team name. Right, select that, comma that, from TBL teams. This is now from the other table, from TBL teams, the second table. Now, how do I get all the B teams? Where? What is an indicator that somebody is in the B team? I need to look at the team name. I need to look at the team name. Let's go and look at some of the data in the table. Yeah, this is the data. Can you see? This is under 6. So you've got a format here. U is under /16, and then you've got A, which means it's the A team. So you'll probably have U/14 and then a B. So you need to find something, and you had to have realized this. I'm looking for a pattern. And my pattern that I'm looking for is anything could be before that, but I must have a B at the end. Anything can be before that, and I need a B at the end. So that is the pattern that I'm looking for. So here I'm going to say where and my team name. I'm going to use the like because that allows me to use patterns. I want anything followed or not followed, ending with a B. There we go. So that would give me the 4 marks that I need in this case. 213. Okay, percentage games won. Just looking at the name, percentage games won. Immediately I'm thinking in my mind, this is a calculation. We're going to need to do a calculation. So display, that tells me what I want to do or what statement to use. What do you want to display? I want the team name. I want the coach. And I want the percentage of games won. How do I know the percentage of games won? Ah, look at this. I know how many games I won, and I know how many games I played. So if I played 8 games, 8 games are played, and I won 4 games, so the percentage will be the total won divided by the total played times 100 to bring it to a percentage. So that's the formula I'm going to use. Right, so it's going to be, in this instance, it'll be 4 divided by 8 times 100. 4 divided by 8, that's half of 100. That will give me a 50%. It'll tell me 50. So at least I know the formula that I need to use in this example. So let's go. Okay, so they tell us a bit here that I didn't read out. You're going to input this from a combo box. You're going to get the team name for the combo box. So you're going to choose a team, and then you're going to do the calculation for that particular team. You're not doing it for everybody. It is only for that particular team. And then they say you do not have to format the calculated values. Right. So if you go into the Delphi code, they already had a statement like this. This was given to you. Tname colon equals combo. I forgot the name of the combo box. Let's call it teams.txt. So this line of code was given to you, right? You still need to write the select statement. So you are going to say select What do you want? You want the team name. The field is called team name. You want the coach. Okay, the field is called coach. And then you want the calculated field. So remember the calculation. It was number, that's my field, number of games won divided by number of games played. These are my field names. Okay, times 100. And then they ask us to use an alias, percentage games won. So you're going to say as percentage games won. Okay, then we're going to go and say from which table are we
Can I ask a
working
question?
with? Yes, go ahead.
Can you format the amount, or you just want it in a percentage?
Well, look at this. They tell you here you do not have to format the calculator.
Oh, I didn't read that. Okay, sorry.
So there's no need. So you can just leave the answer like that. That's quite in order. But if you chose to format it, again, remember format has 2 parameters. And you could have, but I'm just thinking if you format it, you're not going to format it as a currency. That doesn't make sense.
I think you use fixed or something like that. I don't know. That's what I used, but I'm not sure that it's right or not.
Yeah, there are other ways of using format except for currency. We'll have to just look that up. All right. From TBL teams, where? Okay, and what were they saying about the? We need to do it for this particular team that we selected. It has to be done for that. Where, and keep in mind, this select is inside of an we've got something like this, SQL, I think it was 5 colon equals. So where team name, equals. And normally we'd put the name of the team thereafter, but the name of the team is coming from a variable. Whoops, sorry, not double quote, single quote. That's a single quote. Here's the open and here is the close. Plus, now bring in the variable. But that variable is a text variable, so we need quotes around that. So we can just bring in quoted string. We can say quoted string and put in the variable tname. So quoted string will automatically put the quotes for us. And that is what we would have. Well, that's what we'd need for 4 marks. Okay. Two and 4. So in 2 and 4, the average, and they're talking about skill levels. Remember, there's a field called skill levels, right? But they want the average of the skill levels of teams are used to identify teams with the highest possibility of winning their games. So you have to look at a team's average. Display, great, that's a select. Display the names and the average skill levels. So I want the team name and I want the average skill level for that team. Of teams with an average, and they want it to be more than 6. The average skill level needs to be more than 6. It must be saved, so in an average skill, that's an alias formatted to 1 decimal place. There we are. That's the round. Okay. a fair amount of information they're asking for, but not difficult. It's not difficult. So let's try and see what it is. So display the names. Okay, so let's go select. I want team name. And what do I want? Average skill level. So we know there's an aggregate function, AVG. Average of what? The field is called skills, SKILL, skills level. And then let's bring in our table name from TBL players. Is this the players? Yeah. Right. Now immediately there's a rule. You have to know your rules. Aggregate function. Aggregate function gives me a single value, and then there's a field. The field gives me multiple values. So immediately you should be thinking group by team name. So this is what we kind of looking for, but it's not answering the question. There's still something that's missing. So display the names. Okay, I'm displaying the names, the average skill levels. I've got that of all teams with an average skills level more than 6. This is important. The average skill level is more than 6. What is that? That's a criteria. A criteria means where statement. So I need to bring in a where statement. But if I read carefully, the where, the condition requires average skills. So remember the rule, when we're using an aggregate function in a condition, we don't use the where, we use the having. So here I need to say having the average skills level. Having the average skills level, what do they want? More than 6, greater than 6. Right? And then they want us, must be the average skills level. Oh, they want an alias here. As and average skill. Oh, and we need to format this to 1 decimal place. Right. This needs to be formatted to 1 decimal place, which means this average skill level, I'm going to rewrite that because I need to bring in the format. So I'm going to say format has 2 parameters. First parameter, average skills level, comma, and how many decimal places? 2, 1 decimal place, comma 1. And then you're going to say as.
So isn't it round?
Sorry?
Isn't it round?
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It is round. It's not format. Thank you. Yeah. Format is used for currency, and then round is going to be rounded off to 1 decimal place. So that is 2.1.4. Okay. Okay, 2.1.5, I've already started writing on that. Let's see if I can go Control Z. Okay, the last one, guys. the games won during the last sports day must be used to update. So that's another keyword. Used to update the number of games won field. Only the under 14B team lost their game. So everybody else won their game except this team. Update the data in the TBL teams table by adding a value of 1 to the number of games won field. Now, immediately when I think update, I know it is update and set. Update my table. Which table is that? TBL. TBL teams. Update TBL teams and set. Okay, what field are we setting? Number of games won. So set number of games won. What do you want to set it to? Equal to. It must add one value. It needs to add 1 to its existing value. Right, so it's effectively just an accumulator. So we're going to say set number of games won equal to number of games won plus 1. There we go. So I'm incrementing it by 1. And I store it back into that variable called number of games. But this is going to do it for all the teams. There's one team that did not win. So I'm going to say where, and this under 14B team lost. So I'm going to say where team name, where the team name equals, I'm going to do it this way, where the team name equals U/14B. And I want the opposite of that. So I'm going to put a not here, where it's not that team. So this is a good example where we can use the not. I know some of you are probably thinking, but couldn't you have just said team name not equal to? And I think that would work as well. All right. That's the answer for, yeah, that is the final one. Very quickly, if I open that up in Delphi. Give that a run. First one, best players. So this is what it comes up with. B team coaches. That's what you've got. And here, if you select a team, it tells you percentage games won. And this is not formatted. I didn't round this off. The question wanted this rounded off to 1 decimal place. Something's not right here. How can the percentage games won? You won more games than you played. Something's not right here. Okay, I'll quickly look at the 213. That's not looking right. Teams average more than 6, and this is the update. Okay. So I'll quickly look at the 213. 211, that's exactly what we spoke about. That's straightforward. 212, remember with the like, we're searching for that pattern. 213, number of games won divided by number of games played times 100. Can anyone? And then the last one was there it is with the having the skills level. Any questions? And then there's the update.
So my one's working perfect, sir. For that.
Yours?
So I think you left a space